Guys, welcome back to a brand new Dragon Ball Legends video. Today, I'm going to be answering the question of, should you be summoning for Broly on his new banner? Let's go ahead and get right into it. Obviously, we also are going to be going over the update as a whole because there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. But basically, guys, the main question that I wanted to answer was, should you be summoning on the Legends Rising banner and trying to get Broly? First and foremost, let's take a look at Broly and just see how good he is. He ends at about 207,887 power. I don't know if that's totally maxed out or not, but basically, it's going to be really significant as far as his health is concerned. I believe he has the best strike attack in the game, which is insane. Definitely going to be very relevant. Has the episode sagas from the movies, makes sense. Moving on down, he has the Saiyan and Super Saiyan character tag. This is relevant because he's going to get buffs from the Saiyan team. So already, you should be considering him for your Saiyan team if you have a Saiyan team. He's definitely going to go right into that team very well. Now, moving on down, we've got his arts. So, obviously, you can see normal costs on Strike and Blast, and that's going to be relevant because his Strike is very freaking powerful, my dudes. It is so powerful. Best in the game, like I said. At least right now, anyways. Blaster Shell, going to be pretty awesome. Deals major explode damage. Causes enemy to receive 15% more strike damage for 15 timer counts, and then 30% chance to inflict faint. So overall, pretty solid stuff. 50 cost, about just standard as far as the cost for specials are going to be concerned, and does a lot of damage, guys. A lot of damage. Gigantic Claw going to get 15% key recovery for 20 timer counts, so that's going to be 20 seconds. Very solid stuff as well. 34 cost, a little bit awkward, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure why it's 34 cost, but whatever. That's definitely a very nice and relevant special to have. And then moving on down, we're going to have his ability, Gigantic Meteor, deals major explode damage. It looks absolutely sick. I will show you guys that in a minute. And yeah, his main ability is going to be giving him Gigantic Meteor after 25 timer counts. So definitely a really awesome main ability. Very powerful. As far as characters go in this game, he is one of the best easily, okay? Not even taking into account his other stuff that his unique abilities and Z abilities sort of give, and we'll get into that in a second. But very solid, not taking into account any of that. So, Z ability 3, 22% to episode sagas from the movies, base blast defense during battle. So he's going to give a really solid defense bonus to units like Broly, to units like Chiken, for example. A whole bunch of other characters eventually are going to be added that are going to be able to take advantage of this Z ability in particular. But right now, not necessarily going to be a lot of them, okay? And your real options are like use Broly and not take advantage of his Z ability, or use Broly with Chiken on the team and just have the awkward Chiken just kind of sitting there that's not going to be able to benefit from any of the Saiyan buffs. So it's kind of just up to you whether or not you want to take that into account. Chiken's really solid, though. Definitely runs very well against Vegeta right now, who is pretty much the now second best character in the game, in my opinion, or possibly even third behind Piccolo and obviously Broly. And then going down to his unique abilities, first off, we have Intimidate, key recovery down, causes the enemy to have minus 15% key recovery for 15 timer counts every time character enters the battlefield. Very good. Very good. Cannot stress this enough. Throwing off the clock for your opponent is insane. Just like for, you know, a lot of people, Pan was broken because having that extra key recovery just throws off the clock for your opponent, the person going against Pan, and makes it very difficult to deal with. Just like that, if you can take down your opponent's key recovery, it's going to do the exact same thing. And I really think that down the line, when we get a lot of debuff-based characters like Broly, then we're going to see teams that revolve around debuffing, just like we have teams that are going to revolve around buffing. So very solid unique ability. Key recovery down is insane, and it doesn't seem that crazy when you think about it. Like when you first hear it, like 15% key recovery down, I mean, that's not that huge of a deal, right? It's only 15%, but it's the fact that you're throwing off the timer for a decent period of time. That is literally it. That's all you need to do for it to be very good and very relevant, okay? And by buffing or nerfing you know, you're changing the timer and the clock and the way that your opponents can react to you, and that is relevant. So just keep that in mind, because these initially don't seem to be that big of an issue to go up against anyways, and they are, trust me. And then we've got plus 20% to own strike damage. Okay, he's already got the best strike in the game, and now you're going to give him a 20% buff for 15 timer counts when faced with enemy Goku. That is crazy for two reasons. One, because again, you know, best strike damage in the game already, and you're giving a 20% buff on top of that. That is crazy, okay? But then the second thing that you want to keep in mind is that so many Gokus are out right now, okay? We've got Super Saiyan Goku, we got Spirit Bomb Goku, we've got Extreme Goku, one of the better extremes in the game. Obviously, absolutely fantastic characters in their own rights. They are basically just straight up nerfed by BROLY, because he's going to be doing extra damage to him, and he's also blue, which means that basically Super Saiyan Goku is just gone. He's just, see you later against BROLY. He's just, there's no chance. There's just no chance. He's just not going to beat him. With the amount of HP he has, with the amount of defense he has, and with the fact that, you know, you're going to be getting buffs from Super Saiyan-based teams that have Super Saiyan buff Z-powers or Saiyan buff Z-powers. I mean, it's going to be very, very difficult to beat. Lots of HP, decent defense, not amazing defense, but decent defense. You know, overall, just crazy stuff, guys. It is not going to be easy to deal with BROLY. So that's probably going to make my my recommendation here pretty puzzling. We've went over BROLY. He looks amazing, absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to recommend that right now you do not summon for him. And why would I recommend that? Well, first and foremost, because there's only one new featured character that's going to be really worth, like, going deep for, so to speak. You know, BROLY is the one that you really want, okay? The extreme characters probably aren't worth, even if they're good, okay? Even if they're awesome and they go as a mainstay on some top-tier teams, it's not going to be worth summoning for them, because you only have one, you know, white whale, so to speak, that you're really going deep for, and that is BROLY. So at the moment, I would recommend you take advantage of the fact that there are 19 days on this banner, and you go in and you single summon every single day for the reduced cost. It works the same way as the other banner. Do this every single day. Get your 20 Chrono Crystal summons done, okay? The YOLO summons, they will eventually pay off, because, you know, after 10 days of doing that, okay, if you think about it, after 10 days, you're going to have gotten a 200 Chrono Crystal multi-summon, where it usually costs 1,000 now. The only reason people are spending 1,000 now is because they want him right now. And obviously, those people are going to have an advantage for the next few weeks. But, you know, if you go and you get BROLY from a reduced cost multi, then that is going to be so fantastic. You are going to feel amazing, okay? And if you don't get him and you really want him, even though he's definitely going to be back on future banners, we don't know obviously how long it'll be. There's really no way of telling, especially since we don't have like another version like Dokkan where we're like 6 months behind or whatever. We really have no way of telling when or if he's going to be back, but rest assured that BROLY is a fan favorite in the West, so he's probably going to be back sooner rather than later. And if you want to go ahead and consecutive summon a bunch and spend like all your Chrono Crystals on trying to get him, wait until the last day, okay? Do your normal singles first, and unless you're just a whale and you just want to get him now and you'll spend the money to get him now, or, you know, you're a content creator, you want to get those videos out to get the views, man, then just wait, use your daily YOLO summons. And if you don't get him from daily YOLO summons, then feel free to go deep on the last day. But wait until the last day, because just trust me on this. If you do a bunch of consecutive summons right now, you don't pull him, and then you randomly pull him in single summons later, you're not going to feel too good about having spent all of those Chrono Crystals that you could have saved for future banners. Because obviously, BROLY will be outclassed. These sorts of games have power creep. That's just how it goes. And I don't know if this game's going to have as much intense power creep as, you know, other types of games that are gacha games, because of the way that this game plays and the PvP aspect and everything. I don't think it's going to be as severe as, you know, Dokkan, for example, which doesn't have a focus on PvP, but is more of a single-player experience. So we'll have to see how that goes. But right now, BROLY is fantastic. He's absolutely amazing. Just do not summon consecutive summons unless you're on the last day, or you just want to spend the extra money to get him right now, get a top tier team immediately, and be able to run him in PvP and just have a good time playing him. You know, I'm no one to tell you how to spend your money, okay, if you want to spend your money on it. But from a free-to-play player's standpoint, from someone that saved a whole bunch of Chrono Crystals and then blown them on consecutive summons and gotten one Super Saiyan Goku, do not consecutive summon right now. It is not worth it as a free-to-play player. Just do your daily YOLO summons. That is it, okay? You're basically getting 2 consecutive summons for 400 Chrono Crystals if you do your YOLO summons every single day. I cannot stress this enough. It's the best value in the game, and you should not like give away the opportunity to take advantage of this kind of thing, because you will eventually get sparkings from those YOLO summons, and that will just be the best feeling ever, okay? I've already gotten one from YOLO summons, and it felt fantastic, so I can definitely attest to that. But anyways, guys, we were just gonna go over one more thing, okay? So going over to story, you're going to see first and foremost that we have not gotten any new story yet, unfortunately. I did think that that was going to be coming in this patch, and I apologize because it doesn't look like it actually got released. However, we did get some new events. So first and foremost, new events, and you know, down the line we're probably going to have more. I believe that there's going to be, when the Raditz Attacks one finishes, there's probably going to be a Vegeta one. I think that that's set to roll out. We've got a scout battle for 4 days against Gohan, so definitely worth going ahead and just knocking out Hero Gohan real quick, and then being able to get at least, you know, 100 Z power for the character, but also additional Z power occasionally as a reward. And also, you know, you're going to grab a whole bunch of Rising Soul 1 green. Not a bad idea, you know, definitely not a bad idea. Building up your Z power on pretty much every character is a decent idea, because eventually you have no idea how things are going to synergize, and you might be using a hero until, you know, sparking or extreme versions of the same character eventually do come out, just to fill out a team and be able to sort of make a certain strategy work. Because Z powers on hero characters can still be pretty solid and still give decent buffs and everything. So overall, I'd recommend doing that every single day. Use up all of your tries on it. It's only a few. And then, you know, obviously until then, just grind out those Raditz Attacks missions, get them all done, and get those rewards, because getting 100k Zenny as and all the other fantastic stuff you get from those event missions are pretty awesome. You know, we'll go down here. I'll show you guys how far I've gotten. As you can see, we've got 8 missions left to go before we grab that 100k, which is just awesome. We're going to be getting more experience to level up our Z level, which is awesome as well. 300 soul items. So if you if you think about it, 300 soul items, that's pretty relevant. That's pretty awesome. And that's an achievement to sort of complete one of these missions. So pretty awesome stuff, okay? You're getting a lot of stuff just generally out of this event if you go ahead and complete all these missions. Finish Raditz 100 times. We're at 57 out of 100. I'm not sure if I'm going to complete that or not, because I have other things to farm for, but we will do our best to do that, and only 25 away from getting that 20 more Z power there. So pretty awesome stuff all around, guys. Then go over to the Nappa event if you have finished the Raditz event. Nappa's event as well is definitely worth doing, because you're going to get so many resources from it. Even if you don't want the Z power for Nappa, you don't care about Nappa, you think that Extreme Nappa is just worthless, and you have a better replacement for him on your teams. I mean, still pretty awesome stuff, having all of these fantastic benefits, all these fantastic resources and Rising Souls and everything you're going to be getting from it. It's definitely worth it. And obviously the equipment comes into play as well. So just keep an eye out for the new events that are going to be coming out soon, guys. We go here. What is this? I believe, actually, never mind. That wasn't what I thought it was. So I think there's a Vegeta one coming out very soon. If we actually go to update. Yeah, so it says that they added book 7. Not entirely sure why it's not coming up for me. I could have sworn that I saw that in the patch notes, and I guess that they actually were in the patch notes. They're just not out yet. They also changed up PvP. That's another video we're going to be making and talking about, because that's something very, very relevant. That's actually a pretty big issue, I think, with the latest update. But otherwise, guys, that's going to be about it for this one. What's your favorite part of the update? I'd love to hear it. Drop it down in the comment section below. As always, have a fantastic day. If you have any ideas for Dragon Ball Legends videos you'd like to see, anything you want me to go over in particular, drop them down in the comment section below. And until the next one, guys, peace.